Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here and I'm back again with a brand new video. So before I begin, I want to express my gratitude and I want to thank you all so much for watching my content. If you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you go ahead and do so. Let's keep this channel growing, man. It's been growing incredibly quick lately. So with that being said, a while back I made a video talking about the Galaxy A54 5G kind of 4 months later, and I talked about the things that I like about it. Now this is kind of me playing the devil's advocate, and today we're going to be talking about the things that I don't like about it. So let's start with the design itself. Me personally, the design, it looks nice. However, this is a very slippery phone and it catches fingerprints like crazy. I do want to recommend a case or a screen protector for your screen as well, but put some sort of protection on this phone because it is very slippery and the design seems, I hate to sound like this, but it is kind of boring and not as exciting as Samsung used to be way back when. So yeah, that's just my problem with the design. The second thing is that this phone does not have a 3.5mm headphone jack, where a lot of phones at this price point, they do have that headphone jack, but me personally, sometimes I use it for my audio if I want to edit audio and things of that nature, but it's not as big of a deal as the fact that this phone is very slippery and catches fingerprints like crazy. So you let me know what you think of that aspect. And all these things are basically my opinion on this phone, so if you have something to say, leave it in the comment. Let me know what you guys think. Now the other thing that I'm not a big fan of when it comes to this phone, so the price. The price when this phone came out, the MSRP on it was $469, which may seem like not much if you're in the market for a kind of a high-end phone, but if you're in the market for a mid-range phone, this is a high price in today's market, believe it or not. So you can actually get a Google Pixel 6a for $299. Now the price of this phone did drop significantly since the original making of my video when I did an unboxing and a review of this phone. So the price did come down to, I've seen it for around 350 bucks, which is more competitive, but still raises questions like, hey, should I get the Pixel 6a, which is at $299, it has a better camera and pretty much similar display, or get the Galaxy A54. Okay, so yeah, as far as everything else though, as far as the display, I haven't really seen anything wrong with the display. Everything on this display works perfect. Now the longevity of this display just comes down to time, since we all know that having an OLED screen to begin with, it has a lot of positive attributes to it, but the main negative that comes with an OLED screen is the fact that you will eventually see bleeding over time, but that can take very long time. So we'll see what happens in that regard. And the other thing that I want to discuss is the camera system. Now don't get me wrong, it's a really solid camera system. However, there are phones that, again, comes back to the Google Pixel 6a situation, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but it's just the truth. So this phone does produce some nicely quality pictures. However, it is beaten by a phone at a lower price point than this device. So if a camera is a main concern to you, then I would look at the Google Pixel 6a before I would look at the Galaxy A54 5G. Alright, but if I were to consider it and look at it in a different perspective as a complete phone, this would definitely be a better option than the Pixel 6a in a lot of things, but I did a comparison between it and the Pixel 6a. I'll leave it in the description below. So the next thing that I want to talk about, which is one of the things that I don't like about this phone, so the performance slowdown. Now, I didn't really think that it was going to happen this soon, but in my personal experience, I did have a couple of more performance issues than I would have liked. So I'm the type of person to overload my phone sometimes, which means that I'll have a lot of apps and I'll be just pushing it, and maybe that has something to do with it, but I did notice a performance slowdown since the time that it was out of the box. So that's also something to think about. If you're the type of person to really push your phone, set an expectation. Don't get me wrong, the performance is still good for the most part, but here and there are some performance issues. And with that being said, I did also notice some slight heating issues. It wasn't that significant, but it was worth mentioning. So one of the things that I also don't like about this phone is the fact that the fingerprint sensor, yeah, it's in display, it's not as accurate as I would like it to be, and it's not as fast as I would like it to be, especially since I come from phones that are kind of physical fingerprint, which are either located on the right hand side or the back of the phones, which means that this phone was slower at reading fingerprints. And I did notice sometimes if the area where the fingerprint sensor is located is scratched, it would become less accurate. So also that's something to note if you're the type of person to use that in-display fingerprint. But overall though, as a package, I don't want to downgrade this phone a lot. Like I said, this still is a phone worth looking at. And again, this is to me top 5 phones that you can buy for that type of price point, which is now around 350 bucks. So take that information, do with it as you wish, and let me know what you guys think of your experience. If you've already bought this phone or if you had it for more than 2 months, let me know your experience. Leave it in the description. You like it, you hate it. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Appreciate you all for watching.